Hello everybody, it's Xpload Gaming with another review and guide, this time featuring the E50M. Let's see a bit. This tank got buffed recently in the patch 5.0. It received the DPM buff, going from nearly 2.6 to 2.8. Rate of fire went up a bit from 7.38 to 8 rounds a minute. Reload time also has decreased from 8.13 to 7.48, and even the base aim time from 2 seconds to 1.82. But the biggest change they made to this tank was the gun depression. They buffed it, and it's significant. It used to be minus 6 degrees of gun depression, but now it's minus 8 degrees of gun depression. First things first, provisions, double crew and chocolate. The equipment that I use for this tank is calibrated shells, defense system, improved optics, enhanced gunling drive, the improved assembly, engine accelerator, vertical stabilizer. If you want to go all the way till the end, go for a toolbox and consumable delivery system. The consumable delivery system is more likely to give you your adrenaline back faster. Now let's talk about the good things on this tank. If you use calibrated shells, the penetration numbers go to 257, which for a medium tank is decent enough. Yeah, it will do the work. Meanwhile, on the heat, it will be 330, which is perfect, as it will let you pen that mouse, for example, that upper plate of an i7 while angled, and you will have occasions in which you will actually need that. The gun is a 105 caliber. Rocking with all the equipment, the base aim time goes to 1.55, while the dispersion is 0.27. Really amazing, on par with the Leo 1. Since they buffed the gun depression, and a while back, I can't remember the exact patch at the moment, they buffed the turret armor. This tank actually has become a really good hold down tank, with the turret armor being really strong and the upper plate also, while looking down, being really strong. But not only the upper plate is really strong, also the sides of this tank are really good. To put it into perspective, the sides of this tank, not angled, are 80 millimeters, with the 5 millimeters right above the tracks of spaced armor. But when you put the tank at a correct angle, you will have quite some hard time penning it. You can see in the corner right now, for example, the correct angle and at which you can bounce a lot of shells. And you can see the angle isn't really that hard to achieve if you make a bit of practice with it. At what you can see in the corner right here is, for example, an IS-4 shooting at the side, an angled side of a E50M. And you can see it's really hard to pen. And in the video right here, you can see, for example, more brawling this i7, and he'll get a bounce off while side scraping also, right into those sides without any problem. Really good game by Mo here, actually. Being really careful, side scraping and everything, using the accurate gun it has. You can see immediately gets a track out. Really hard shot for that T57 to get, and wins the game really easy. To the end screen right now, Mo, a member of R2K, gets to what is it? 6.7k damage with a high caliber metal and a mastery, and the 900 assistance damage. Meanwhile, I said this thing is good for hold down and for side scraping also. So the recent buff to the gun handling gave it, let's put it like this, it gave it more flexibility. You can peek over ridges and get not overextend showing your lower plate. So you can have that really angled upper plate, which for certain mediums is really hard to pen. And I'm gonna show you example in this game, for example, just because Shuckish is gonna be really aggressive with this, with his E50M, and he's an amazing player in this thing. He sees that T54E1, he gets punished because he's not angling, and watch this, he's going up the hill, and he's gonna do it again. The upper plate and the lower plate, while you're moving up a hill, down, up and down, is really hard to get. And you can see if he wasn't angled right there and he got punished for it. But here you can see a good example on how you can use this phenomenal gun in your advantage. For example, you set the auto aim like he's gonna do here in a second on the upper plate, and you just leave it there while trying to angle as much as possible. You can see the auto aim is still set on his weak spot there, so he's farming damage without any problem on this Tortoise, who can't even do anything to defend. He's just focusing on angling as much as possible, and there you can see the problem with, for example, the turret armor of the E50M. Those sides near the gun are like really small cheeks. If you don't wiggle them, and your enemies, for example, use premium ammo, be it APCR or heat, they will go through it really easily. You can see the gun on this thing takes those shots like nothing. It's accurate like butter. Really bad RNG there with that shot. But you can see he's just bouncing everything. From that distance, it's really hard for people to actually get any damage. You can see he's wiggling back and forth in order to make his weak spots, which is the top of his turret and the cheeks, really hard to pen. A really good job done by him in this example of how you can use the gun repression on this tank. He ends up with a 5.7k mastery with high caliber and Confederate metal. Awesome game by him also, and 2.5k assistance damage. Now I'm gonna show you, for example, one of my replays. One game I had a couple of days before that shows you, for example, how important the armor on this thing is, and how you can use it to clutch and win a game, yeah, at certain points. But before we get into that, one thing I forgot to tell you guys about, this thing is really heavy, and the fact that it has that pointy, beautiful bounce there. I knew he was gonna shot, so I angled a bit exactly on the move. So with the pointy hull of the tank, and with the fact that it's one of the heaviest medium tanks there is, this thing is the ram king. You can ram people and get massive damage, as you're gonna see in the example I'm gonna show you on the screen right now. Die! What you saw there was 800 ram on a Batchat. that guy saw a bus coming towards him and freaked the hell out. And I'm gonna give you another example, always with the bat chat in the next little clip. So I see that bat chat running there and try to snapshot him on the move. He bounces one, he's gonna bounce probably another target, and then I get the shot and just push him a bit for around 613 damage. Well, 530, sorry. Now back to the gameplay we had earlier, we were watching earlier. I see these two targets right in front of me. I rammed the E50, which is also a pretty heavy tank, and we exchange around 250 damage. I'll let the T-54 as he was gonna die, and I'm gonna try and move, because if you see there, it's a 4-on-2 situation on the other side, and I want to get as much damage out on those targets as possible. It's a 4-on-3 situation, but it's gonna end up really badly for that E50M. I know that I could have HE'd the back of that AMX 50B, but I'm gonna take what I can get as fast as possible. You can see here I'm switching immediately to heat. I'm gonna switch to heat probably, and I'm gonna side scrape against that E75, because that's the best thing I could have done in that moment. Side scraping is gonna save your life most of the time. I don't want him to hit me while I'm trying to get shots on this T57, because my Leo PTA on my right is really low HP. I need to sacrifice some because I need to get rid of him, and I can't afford to actually lose focus and not finish that T57. Got shot, I'm gonna get shot again. I'm down to 1000 more HP. I switched to heat, and I pinned the upper hatch of the 75, and I'll do it again, always with head. I prioritize that guy because the E50B was gonna push me. He's gonna get the second one, and I'm trying so badly to angle right now, so again bounces on my lower plate. I switched to HE so I can pen hit sides and do more damage as much as possible. He's low target health right now. I'm switching to APCR, then to heat, so I can be absolutely sure to pen this shot. Finished with the 1 versus 3 actually. Well, the T57 was a one shot, but I had to prioritize that E75, finishing up with a 5.5k, a high caliber, a Kalabanov, and the Spartan medal, of course. A really nice game which I wanted to share with you guys. So guys, I hope this was useful for you, that you learned something. Hope to see more E50Ms on the battlefield now that it's an amazing tank. And as always, if you like the content and enjoy my videos, please subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Until next time.